lot of people. I become pretty quiet and reserved. As a matter of fact, nowadays, I was just sharing this with a friend the other day, I'm actually okay with that. I'm allowing myself to be that way. I don't feel bad about it anymore. But let me just drink some water. I get dry now. But when you put me in a networking event, I know what I'm in that networking event for. I put all that other stuff aside. When I'm at a networking event, I'm there to meet new potential business. I'm there to help my referral partners make potential new connections. And I'm there to make new referral partners as well. Now let me real quickly define what a referral partner is, because I'm talking about referral partners and I haven't even defined what that is to you. A referral partner are referral partnerships are non-competitive professionals seeking the same target clients. They will pass business back and forth to each other, and that increases their exposure and helps to reduce cold calling. Now, like I said, again, when I'm at the networking event, I'm there. I have two things that I try to remember every single time I'm at a networking event. When I go to a networking event, I go there with goals in mind. And I have to stay focused on those goals. Whatever those goals are, I go there and I have to stay focused. I have to know, I have to ascertain ahead of time, what are my goals going to be? Then, the next thing that I have to do is I have to stay focused on those goals. Because if I don't stay focused, then, all of a sudden I could become like the squirrel, or the dog that sees the squirrel, constantly running from one place to the other. I need to focus on meeting those business owners and decision makers that I was talking about earlier. That's what I'm there for. I'm there to make new business connections. Now, a lot of people, when they first start going to networking events, they don't know a lot of people. They're very nervous, very frightened. And again, like I said earlier, it can be nerve-wracking, especially if you don't know people. Well, a couple of things that I would say about that. First of all, if you are somebody like that if you're somebody here that doesn't do much networking and you don't like it, well, bring somebody with you. Call ahead, find out from whoever the organizer is if you can bring somebody with you. And if you can, that's great. What you want to do is you bring a friend, you bring a coworker, you can bring a spouse. Bring somebody that can be your wingman. That's what you want. You want somebody there but don't bring somebody who's more shy than you are, because that will just completely defeat the purpose. The two of you will be off standing in a corner talking all night, eating free food. So, yeah, and that goes back. What I was saying is that because you'll know people, as you start going to networking events, you become comfortable, you start to know people, and then what happens is what I see a lot of times, because these are the people that end up disappearing. They go and they start just hanging out with the people they know. And now they're not out trying to meet new business. And so it starts to get to that point where it's like, oh, I'm going to the chamber after hours, and I'm going to the leads groups, and I'm not getting any business now. I think that well is dried up. Well, you know what? You're only going there and talking to the people you know. Stop doing that. It's good to talk to the people you know, but guess what? You need to talk to people you don't know. We need to get out of our comfort zones. If we don't get out of our comfort zones, we're just gonna keep doing the same thing over and over. I think something that Ben may have said earlier about one of the R's about taking responsibility. You have to take responsibility. You can't blame the events. You can't blame the other people that they're not giving you business. You've got to go get it. That's the only way that it's going to happen, is if you take that leap and go and get it. Now, one thing that I hear a lot, people ask me all the time regarding networking. Could people know I do a lot of networking? I'm not an overly networked person. I just truly believe in networking, and that I've used networking to grow my business. Every business I've been in, I've always used networking to help grow it. But one thing that people are always very frightened of is if two people are talking, they're afraid there's that question, is it okay to go and interrupt? Now, if you see them on the street, I wouldn't say go interrupt two people in the middle of a conversation. But when you're at a networking event, it's okay. Especially if they're, Mark, do you mind standing up for a moment? If people, here, stand over here. If two people are standing like this and talking, having a conversation, they are inviting you to join that conversation. Now, if they're standing like this, they may just not be aware, I'm sorry, I don't want to put my back to anybody, thank you, Mark. They may not be aware of the fact that they're kind of cutting people off, or they just may be having a serious conversation. But you know what, it's still okay to go and stand there for a moment. And when they're open, it's totally okay to join in the conversation. If they're closed, stand there for a few moments, and if they don't invite you into the conversation, then just walk off. Don't feel snubbed. It's okay. There's going to be plenty of other people at that networking event for you to talk to. But always try to join into conversations with people, at least one person that you don't know, or is somebody you're not a friend of, a friend of already. The most important thing, and I'm not trying to talk down to anybody, but the most important thing to remember is be polite when you do that. Don't take over the conversation. And, and just join in. Yes, Rose?
I've noticed this even today. So there's two ladies talking,